I'm Dr. Orna Rosenfeld. I'm a housing expert. I'm a research scientist, presenter, and author. I serve international organizations such as the European Investment Bank, the European Commission, Council of Europe Development Bank, the United Nations, so international organizations, governments, and cities to shape visions of national, European, and global housing policies. What drew me to study at Sheffield at the time was that I was looking actually for the ways to understand the housing markets and how the housing markets work. Because coming from Israel at the time, I saw what the global financial crisis can do to real estate sector. And at that time, we were in 2000s. This was the dot-com bubble burst, if you remember, that happened in America, but also in other countries that were heavily dependent on startup industry. And I saw that wiping out the real estate industry, completely changing plans, canceling them. And I said, okay, I would really like to understand how housing market works so this doesn't happen again. And so I was looking for answers in American universities, in European universities, and I found them in the UK, and specifically I found them in Sheffield. And Sheffield really opened my mind, and by that I mean I came here as an engineer. I came here as an engineer of architecture, and what was striking for me was that I actually had to relearn what planning was, because the University of Sheffield would approach it from a very different perspective, and that is social science, which was not natural to, for instance, continental Europeans. We would not study planning from a social science point of view. And that was something that I later on understood was very much missing, especially in areas that are politically complex, such as the Middle East. How can you really plan there without, and design, based on, as we call it here, positivism, and your kind of certainty of what you're doing as an engineer in a normative way. How can you do that when you're facing political complexity? And that's what I could understand in Sheffield. Why just Sheffield at the time, 2006? This department was #1, and it was crowning the British planning education, and it was there before Cambridge was #2. And that's why I chose Sheffield. That's why it was, and it was all worth it. I thought that, I went through real transformation as a professional. I could really understand planning, not only from engineering point of view, but also from political and social science point of view. I could understand power, what does it do to plans, participation, all these things, understanding governance. And I think that this studies here really give me the tool not only to research, but actually kind of see the profession in a very, very different way.